Throughout history, the personal lives of leaders have always fascinated the public. The powerful wield immense influence, but their private actions often shape legacies as much as, or even more than, their public deeds. Today, we delve into the stories of 5 prominent leaders whose private scandals shook the foundations of their authority and forever altered the course of history. What does it truly mean for a leader's scandal to redefine their legacy? It's more than tabloid headlines or whispered rumors. It's about personal mistakes, relationships, and choices that ripple outward to impact trust, morale, and even the very direction of nations. Let's explore how these individuals, at the peak of their power, became embroiled in controversies that would overshadow achievements, disrupt their reigns, and in some cases, redefine the societies they led. First, let's set the stage. Public leaders walk a precarious line. Expected to embody the ideals and values of their time, their private lives are rarely just their own. When secrets emerge, affairs, personal excesses, or actions at odds with their public persona, they can fuel public outrage, erode political capital, and sometimes bring about dramatic downfalls. Despite existing in different eras and cultures, each of our chosen figures illustrates the perils of living under the world's gaze and how a personal scandal can shake the very core of power. Let's begin our deep dive with John F. Kennedy. Beloved for his charisma and leadership during the Cold War, Kennedy's presidency is often remembered for its optimism and vision. But beneath the sheen of Camelot, Kennedy's secret personal life told a different story. Known for his many affairs, some rumors suggested liaisons with Hollywood stars and even suspected ties with women linked to organized crime. Most famously, his alleged relationship with Marilyn Monroe remains a subject of speculation and conspiracy to this day. These secrets, carefully guarded during his lifetime, would emerge later and profoundly complicate his legacy. While Kennedy's charm and eloquence cemented his public image, the posthumous revelations of infidelity and risk-taking cast a shadow over his judgment, raising questions about national security and the potential for blackmail. The duality of JFK, the visionary leader and the flawed man, invites ongoing debate about separating personal morality from public service. Next, we turn to Bill Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States. Clinton's administration oversaw economic prosperity and political milestones. Yet, the Monica Lewinsky affair catapulted his personal life into global headlines and led to only the second impeachment of a U.S. president in history. The relationship, initially denied under oath, unraveled in excruciating public detail, revealing not just a breach of marital trust, but also questions about power dynamics and ethical judgment in the highest office. Clinton's political enemies seized on the scandal, driving a national debate about character, credibility, and accountability. Despite surviving impeachment and remaining politically active, the Clinton-Lewinsky scandal remains a defining chapter in the narrative of the modern presidency, a cautionary tale of how personal indiscretions can reverberate across institutions and generations. Traveling back in time, we encounter Edward VIII, whose brief reign as King of the United Kingdom ended in a crisis that shook the monarchy to its core. Amidst the rising tensions of the 1930s, Edward's romance with American divorcee Wallis Simpson set off a constitutional and public relations storm. Parliament, church, and public opinion regarded Simpson, twice divorced, as unacceptable for a potential queen. Refusing to abandon his love, Edward chose to abdicate the throne in 1936, uttering the famous words, "I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility without the help and support of the woman I love." Edward's decision forced an unprecedented abdication, leading to a reshuffling of the monarchy and inadvertently shaping the future of modern royal family dynamics. While some admired his romantic sacrifice, many others viewed the episode as a selfish dereliction of duty. The scandal not only ended his reign, but also marked a turning point in the perception of the British monarchy itself. Looking even further back, we enter the shadowy, intrigue-filled courts of imperial Rome with Nero. Ascending to the throne as a teenager, Nero's rule quickly gained notoriety for excess, cruelty, and scandalous behavior. His private life, marked by debauchery, rumored matricide, and controversial relationships, became inseparable from public policy. One of history's most infamous stories claims Nero fiddled while Rome burned, a myth capturing the public's perception of his indifference and self-indulgence. He married multiple times, including scandalous unions like his marriage to Sporus, whom he allegedly had castrated and treated as his wife. His reign ended in chaos, rebellion, and ultimately his suicide. Centuries later, his scandals stand as a warning of how unchecked private vices and personal insecurities can erode authority and doom empires. Finally, let us visit the opulent palaces of pre-revolutionary France, where Marie Antoinette, a young royal from Austria, became queen at the age of 19. Thrust into the heart of a struggling, resentful society, she quickly became the focus of gossip, envy, and outright hostility. Her supposed extravagance, most famously encapsulated in the apocryphal "let them eat cake" remark, cemented her image as a tone-deaf, self-indulgent monarch. Private spending on luxury, elaborate fashions, and a circle of equally hedonistic friends fueled resentment among the impoverished French masses. Rumors swirled about affairs and political intrigue, further tarnishing her reputation. Though many stories were exaggerated by her enemies, the public's perception of Marie Antoinette as the symbol of royal excess became a rallying cry for revolutionaries, ultimately leading to her tragic execution. Though time has softened her image, the perception of personal scandal played an undeniable role in fanning the flames of revolution and bringing down an entire dynasty. What do these stories tell us about power and legacy? The private lives of leaders, whether hidden or exposed, carry far-reaching consequences. Personal scandals undermine trust, embolden rivals, and in some cases reshape the course of nations. History often judges leaders not only by their policies and triumphs, but also by their vulnerabilities, their failings, and the lessons learned from their mistakes. As we consider these 5 figures, we might ask ourselves, how do we balance admiration for a leader's achievements with knowledge of their personal failings? Can a leader's private life truly remain separate from their public responsibilities? And crucially, what standards should we expect from those who hold the power to shape our world? Reflect on the legacies of Kennedy, Clinton, Edward VIII, Nero, and Marie Antoinette. Their stories remind us that the weight of leadership is inseparable from the burden of human imperfection, and that the private choices of the powerful often echo through history with a force all their own.